Very special day today, especially because of my birthday.
¡Oh! ¡Mazel tov!
Mazal tov.
Hasta 120. Salud.
Oh, yeah? Zat Hashem, Mabruk. Yeah, בעזרת השם, שולחן אור, ברכה, הצלחה, בריאות איתנה, בשורות טובות, וגאולה שלמה בעזרת השם.
Amén, amén.
Okay, so,
Hebrew or English?
huh? Hebrew, the real one.
The real one.
Mine, both.
Both the same day, this year. בעזרת השם.
You did job.
מזל טוב. Okay, Rabotai, so there is a famous mashal, very famous mashal. This guy was a worker by the king, and the king asked him to buy for him this piece of fish, very expensive fish. So the guy went to the market and he bought the fish and he came back to the king. He gave it to the king, and the king just, tasted a little bit and realized that the fish is totally spoiled. It's terrible. So what's going on with you? You crazy or what? Listen, you deserve a punishment. I'm going to give you 3 options. Whatever option you choose, that's your punishment. Option number 1 is to eat the whole entire fish. Option number 2 is to pay, 100 ruble, whatever, yeah? Large amount of money. Option number 3 is to get lashes. 40 lashes. You choose. Okay, so listen, lashes is going to hurt. Money is going to hurt over here. I will eat it. So yalla, I'm ready to eat it. The guy just started to eat it. In the middle of the fish, he wasn't able to hold himself anymore. He threw up. He says, that's it, I'm ready to pay. Ready to pay? Okay. The guy told him, you know what, give me a few days, I will organize myself to find the money. He started to go back and forth, asking for money. It's a huge amount of money. He started to pay a little bit, then he realized, listen, I can't, it's too much. He went to the king, he says, you know what, give me some lashes. Say Chachamim, this mashal, this guy is a tipesh. Why is it tipesh? If he will know that at the end of the day he will get the lashes, and instead of also eating the fish and also paying the money, just get the lashes and that's it. Say Chachamim, that's Paro. Paro, at the end of the day, he said to Am Yisrael, go out, right? Go out from Mitzrayim. But what? He had to pass through Dam, Tefardea, Kinim, all the 10 plagues. Until the end, he was able to leave Am Yisrael. But Rabotai, this message is not only for Paro. This message is for us. How many times, and I'm sorry that I'm going into details that happen, I believe, to everyone. How many times, especially in the house, Shalom Bayit issue, there is small things that the couple are making fight, the whole fight because of that. And what? The man, as an example, says to himself, you know what, I'm not ready to forgive. No! She will ask for forgiveness. It's a small thing. You're making a whole big thing. And then there are some couples that are not even talking to each other for a few days. And there is a passing, and there is this type of and at the end of the day, what's going to happen? At the end of the day, finally, they're going to ask for forgiveness. So instead of waiting 3-4 days of fighting and having this bad flavor, instead of doing all that, why you don't ask for forgiveness today? Sometimes, Rabotai, we have to have this concept of the anava, taking down our ego. But all, say Chachamim, is compared to the Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara is ga'ava. The main reason why Paro was choteh, the main reason why Paro got so many makot was only because of one thing: his honor, his kavod. What I gonna say? I gonna let the people go? I'm the most important in the world. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to show to Paro, listen, at the end of the day, you are a human being. And we are nothing. One day we're here, one day we're not here. And that's the same thing we have to think about ourselves, especially when we're talking about Shalom Bayit. There are fights. But let's be smart. Let's not wait until the whole problem will come and then at the end I will ask for forgiveness. Let's ask for forgiveness from today. And B'ezrat Hashem will have a great Shalom Bayit. In Tzei Chachamim, there is another second mashal very nice. And they said, there was this guy that they caught him having a machine in his house that was making fake bills. Fake bills. You know the mashal?
No.
Okay, fake deals. And the police, after a whole year, they called the guy, they entered to his house in the middle of the night, they took the whole entire machine also, they bring it to the judge. Your Honor, here there is the terrible thief. He was making fake money, printing money, and that's his machine, and they showed all type of proofs. So the judge look at the guy and he says, "Tell me something. How long do you have this machine for?" He says, 1 year. "And how much money you made in this machine?" $20,000. The judge thinks and he says, "That's it. You deserve to go to, in Spanish you call it manicomio. You know what's manicomio? Manicomio means
Madhouse.
Madhouse. Go to a madhouse." The guy looks at madhouse? Why madhouse? I'm normal. I believe if you want to send me, 2-3 years to jail. Madhouse, why? Said the judgment, get tipesh. You had the machine and you're making only 20,000. If you're having the machine, make millions. You have to make 20,000 every day. What does this have to do with us? I'm not saying to steal anything and to have these machines in the house, but I'm saying one thing. The old machine is saying. But the idea is, our life is the same thing. We have great opportunities every single day. And what are we doing? We're taking years after years to make one thing that we were able to do in 1 week, in 2 weeks. You can ask people that are already in their, 80s, 90s, how was your life? And the guys are going to tell you, listen, he passed flying. I remember yesterday my wedding. And you ask a guy, having bar mitzvah to his son, and you're asking the father, no? How do you feel? He says, well, it's unbelievable. I just remember his brit midah. Life is flying. How much we're doing in this life? Sometimes we act exactly like this guy. Only $20,000. I'm not talking about the money, I'm talking about the spiritual money. How much opportunities we have every single day to make change. And say Chachamim, what is the big enemy of the human being? The big enemy, say, when a person is when the Yetzer Hara puts to the person, when I will get there, I will do. Right now, listen, I'm on vacation, I will start when I will get back home. Mañana. Alright? Or, you know what, right now I'm busy with my business and this and that. I will start coming, Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabbi, to shul when everything will be okay. Say the Mishnah, Al Tomar, Nekeshefne Eshne, Shema lo tipane. Don't say, when I will have time, I will come to shul, I will learn, I will pray. Because who said that you're going to have time? Today, what's the most famous word here in the United States? I am busy. Right? Busy. You're making a call. Listen, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I will call you later. And never call back. That's the biggest Yetzer Hara. Say Chachamim, the problem is that we focus in the future and we're not focused in the moment. Let's try to take from every single hour, from every single day is maximum. It's not easy. Believe me, it's very nice and it's very easy to say it. But to do it, it's not easy at all. But at least to try to make this effort to take all the potential from this day. Say Chachamim, we mentioned that question yesterday. We said, Paro, after getting all the 10 plagues, and after sending Am Yisrael, what happened to Paro that Am Yisrael, that once he sent Am Yisrael, he decided I'm going to run after them? We asked this question. We also asked a second question. So Am Yisrael were standing in front of the water. They were panicking. And say HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe, Ma titza'ak elai, daber b'nei Yisrael v'Yisrael. Why you have to pray? Don't pray, just walk. And the Mefarshim are asking the simple question. The Rambam writes, Rambam in Ilchot Ta'anit, he says, Chayav Adam nitz'ok v'niz'ok. A person has to scream, not to scream yelling, but to pray. Al kol tzara shelo tavo. About every problem that can come. If there is parnasa, if there is chas v'shalom, health issues, if there is any type of problems, a person have to pray for it. They say about the Hafetz Chaim, I told you this in the past. The Hafetz Chaim one time, they saw him he called up one of his students, and the student told him, Rabbi, you know what happened? Listen, in China there was a earthquake. Hello, Alenu, there were many people that passed away. So the Hafetz Chaim started to cry. So the student said, Rabbi, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, make you cry, but why are you crying? I mean, it's China. Baruch Hashem, no Jews. He says, listen, imagine now you're going to Germany. Everybody in Germany, they speak German. And all of a sudden you see a guy talking and yelling next to you, or talking next to you in Yiddish. You know Yiddish? The Jewish language, like to say in Hebrew. Who do you think that this guy is talking to? To the Germans? To the Goyim? No. He's talking to you, because you're the only one that speaks Yiddish. So when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is putting problems, to who is putting it? To the Goyim? No, he's putting it to us. So yes, happening in China, what do I care? The answer is, who speaks the language of God? Who? Who understands that Borei Olam is the one that is talking to us throughout nature? Only Am Yisrael. So it's a message for each one of us, every single thing that happened in the world. That's why there is a Gemara, the famous Gemara, that speaks about every single thing, every single tragedy that can happen, natural tragedies, what that means. If there is an eclipse, right? If it's a solar eclipse, or if it's right? It's depending. Why? It's a message for us. So say the Rambam, about every problem, a person is obligated to pray. So why Moshe Rabbeinu is praying, right? He's praying, he's holding over here next to the water. The Mitzrayim are running after the guy. Just to imagine, I'm going to give you an example that can happen to us. Yeah, a guy, you go to Israel, all right? You're renting a car, you're putting GPS, you're deciding to go from Jerusalem to Yam HaMelach. Rabotai, Van Minan, a guy makes the wrong turn, right? What can happen? Chaz v'shalom, Safek Kaddish. You're going to the wrong turn, you can enter to one of the Arab neighborhoods, and Chaz v'shalom happens. And what time happens to me? It's not a joke. Very delicate. Imagine this guy entered next to one of the Arab areas, and his car got stuck. What the guy is going to do? He sees a bunch of Arabs already looking at the guy, taking some stones, bar minat, and approaching the man. What the guy is going to do? He's going to pray. Borei Olam, help me! Imagine at that moment, say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, where are you praying? Go, yalla, go! Well, go. I'm praying, I'm about to die. Moshe Rabbeinu knows that Am Yisrael is going to be about to be wiped out. How come that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling to Moshe, don't pray to me? If not now, so when? So yesterday we gave one explanation. Say the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. Beautiful. Say the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. There is two names in the Torah that represents two different powers. There is the name of Hashem Yud Ke Vav Ke, right? Shem Adnut. That this represents Rahamim. There is Elokim, Din, judgment. When there is judgment, it's very hard to get Rahamim. When there is a lot of Rahamim, it's very hard to get judgment. Say the Or HaChaim HaKadosh, Am Yisrael was standing in front of the water. There was a very strong judgment on Am Yisrael. Why? Which merit they have to get saved? They were worshipping idols years. They were doing exactly all the actions that the Goyim did. Halalu avdei avodah zarah, halalu avdei avodah zarah. They had no merits. Say HaKadosh Baruch Hu to Moshe, don't pray. The judgment is too strong. It's not going to help. There is only one thing that can help against judgment. This is called Mesirut Nefesh. When a person gives from himself for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You understand what I'm saying? Is that sometimes, Chaz v'shalom, Rabotai, there is bad decrees on people. If at that moment this person decides to do a mitzvah with Mesirut Nefesh, it's hard for him to do it, and he does it, that moment is a special moment to break up all the dinim and to have Rahamim coming in. That's why you remember we spoke about it so many times, the concept of forgiving when someone did to you something bad, or someone is embarrassing you and you're not answering back. What is this concept? This is called Mesirut Nefesh. When there is Mesirut Nefesh, there is no judgment. It's interesting, the Zohar HaKadosh writes that there is a segula for Ayin Hara. You know, Ayin Hara is a very delicate thing. The Gemara writes, the Gemara writes, Amar Rav, every single, in 100 people, 99 of them died because of Ayin Hara. And one because of Derech Eretz. Derech Eretz is the normal way of living. How come? All the sicknesses and all the tzarot and all the problems are coming because of Ayin Hara. Say the Zohar HaKadosh, there is a great segula for Ayin Hara. What is it? Say the Zohar, do Birkat HaMazon with happiness. Birkat HaMazon with happiness is, what does this have to do with Ayin Hara? Ayin Hara is the eyes, over here you're saying Birkat HaMazon. Say the Zohar HaKadosh, Birkat HaMazon with happiness is Chesed. Why Chesed? You're mentioning all the Hasadim, all the goods that Borei Olam is giving us. Not just to say it, to understand it. Azan et ha'olam kulo betuvo, becher, Chesed, Rahamim. So we are mentioning all the time the good that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving to us. You're having Chesed, there is no place to judgment, to din. Ayin Hara works, say the Zohar, as part of the dinim. Samech Mem, the Satan, the Yetzer Hara is the dinim. When we are increasing Chesed, there is no Yetzer Hara. Unbelievable. And just to finish up, Say Chachamim, by Bil'am HaRasha, you remember, Bil'am wanted to curse Am Yisrael. Say the Zohar. You know, Bil'am asked from Balak, listen, take me to one of the corners when I'm going to be able to see the Jewish nation. Which part of the Jewish people he wanted to see? The low part. Why? He wanted to put Ayin Hara. Say the Zohar HaKadosh not only wanted to put Ayin Hara, when he said, Matov ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael, he was blessing. Say the Zohar HaKadosh, that was Ayin Hara. Why? He wanted to talk about how great they are. When a person is talking too much good about the other one, there is Ayin Hara that you put in. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu protect Am Yisrael because of the tzniut and the chesed that they did. That's how it works. We want to control the Yetzer, we want to control judgment, we want to break all type of bad decrees. One way, Mesirut Nefesh, and to do chesed. If Rabbi Abraham will help to all of us. We have only Besorot Tovot, Yeshuot and Nechamot and Geburah Shelema Benaim, Amen, Amen. Refuah Shelema for Leon, Betesh, Sion Ben Sarah, Be'ezrat Hashem, מתוך ראש אחרי ישראל, אמן ואמן. רבי יחניה בן הקדושה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך